So I've heard a lot of rumors of mid-match during games like Domination and other modes that switch sides. I guess maybe Search and Destroy. Let me know any other ones that can come to mind on Black Ops Cold War. But after the first half is over, I've heard reports of people feeling like they've gotten nerfed mid-game, and I think I actually fully understand what's really going on. What was happening during the first half is you were connected to a dedicated server. You were playing at 50 hertz, 50 tick rate. Every second, 50 updates were sent from your client, your computer, your PlayStation, your Xbox, to the server for Call of Duty. Mid-game sometimes, and sometimes before the match even starts, it switches from dedicated server to a peer-to-peer hosted match, meaning one player in that lobby is going to have 7 milliseconds ping. The rest of the lobby might have varying levels of ping or whatever, but that player is acting as the server. Instead of there being a dedicated server for that lobby, that one single player is who all the communication is going through. So they not only have an advantage, but everybody else has a disadvantage because they're not connected to a dedicated server anymore. You're just using somebody's PlayStation or somebody's PC or whatever, acting as the server. So you're literally getting less than half of the quality and consistency that you would be getting if you were on a dedicated server for the entire match. The reason that they're doing this is because they assume that the average player is just simply not going to notice the difference. But the thing is, when you actually know what's going on, you will notice the difference. And that's the reason why they've hidden the ping. Because if it switched from dedicated servers to peer-to-peer mid-match, you would be able to look at the leaderboard and see, oh, that's the guy with 7 milliseconds ping. He's the only one in the lobby with a ping that's that low. He's got to be the host. They don't want you to be able to recognize when it's switched from dedicated server to peer-to-peer. Let me know what you guys think about this. Is this crazy? I think it's more reasonable than players getting nerfed in real time because I think that's a little bit too expensive for them. If they wanted to track every little detail about a player, including their voice and stuff like that, they would need way better servers than these little cheap 50 tick rate servers that people are using for fucking emails and shit for companies. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think about this. If you ever played Modern Warfare 2019 and in the middle of the match you ever saw something on the screen that said host migration, that means that it's switching from a dedicated server to a peer-to-peer model. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that or ever noticed the way that the game plays out after that moment. It's a lot laggier connection typically, except for the person that's the host and some other players. But it's typically going to be a way worse experience playing on a peer-to-peer versus a dedicated server. You're literally not going to get the same tick rate to the server. So you're going to be seeing things on your screen as long as you're not getting packet loss. You're going to be seeing things looking smoothly and stuff, but that's when you're going to start running into things like, damn, you and the other guy are not seeing the same thing on your screen. Everything's not synchronized properly. Another thing that I think that a lot of companies are still improving and learning is crossplay. I think that a lot of these developers and a lot of these people on the team have not fully gotten acclimated with crossplay and the way to code it, the way to do everything with the net code. And I think not only just that, I think like the PlayStation Network, Xbox, they all use different servers. So there's just so many steps between these connections. And really, because of that, the only thing that could really alleviate it, aside from all of these companies working together, which I doubt they're going to do because they're in competition, aside from all of the companies working together, only thing that can really change is Activision getting better, more powerful servers, spending more money on server rentals and things like that, and taking away peer-to-peer. Peer-to-peer should only be for players in very remote locations, playing with other players in very remote locations, so that a player on an island or something, somebody in Fiji or something, can have some people to play with. Or they could connect to a server, you know, like UK or maybe an Asia server. That would probably be the best. Asia would probably be the best for somebody in Fiji. But, you know, it's all up to Activision. They literally think that the average consumer is misinformed, uninformed, dumb, doesn't care to find information, doesn't care to do research. And I mean, it's pretty true for the most part, but for the people who do know what's going on or who are trying to figure it out, you know, we just can't keep accepting this. You have to use your voice. You know, we might not be at a point where we're just going to boycott Call of Duty, because let's be real, Call of Duty is the only game with its particular feel. There's other similar things, but there's nothing quite like Call of Duty. It's like, it's simple, it's fast-paced, you know, it's straight to the point. But, you know, it's getting to a point where it's like these servers and everything like that, it's like I noticed less problems back in the day, and it's just because the matchmaking, like, people are getting paired with players from farther apart than they ever were before. That's just what it comes down to with the matchmaking. And that can be a good thing and a bad thing, but when you pair that in addition with switching between dedicated servers and peer-to-peer hosting, it's just a recipe for a mess. And people notice it, but they don't know exactly why these problems are happening. And then when there's no transparency from the developers or from the publisher, all that we can do is jump to conclusions and assume things. But everybody have a great day. Appreciate y'all.